Hey guys, Victoria Terrazano. I am coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia, and we are on live five of five. Five, we made it, end of the week. Um, it's a ninja challenge, and I'm on to day five of five lives. So we made it all the way to the end, and that is fantastic. And it is always a fantastic feeling when you actually set yourself a goal and you achieve it. Doesn't matter how well you did, doesn't matter if you made mistakes, doesn't matter if you got all the way or as far as you were hoping. I set myself a goal to get to the end of the 5 weeks with five days with five lives, and I did it, and that's fantastic. And that will feed into my confidence for the next few days, and hopefully change how I feel about my weekend. It is nearly the weekend. Is everybody pumped? Love the weekend. So if you are watching live, please comment live below. If you are watching this on a replay, please comment replay below so that I know. If you're jumping on, give me a wave. If you want to give me some loves or some thumbs up, that's fantastic. And today's topic is practice makes better. Now, my dad always said practice makes perfect. And I would argue a little bit after the 18 months personal development that I've been doing that actually perfect is a bit of a maybe you never really get there. And actually practice makes better. It makes you understand better. It makes you refine what you're doing and get better, but it doesn't necessarily make you perfect. Hi, Tamara, how you going? So yes, practice makes better. And what do I mean by that? Well, this morning, for example, I got a Facebook memory pop up, and guess what was on my Facebook memory? It was actually a live video that I did this time last year talking about a conversation I had with my son in the car about why I was such a good driver. And I say, first of all, by the way, he's not necessarily a good judge of what's a good driver. I may not be a good driver, but I have always said to him, hey, honey, I have always said to him, practice. Whenever he asks me, how do you do that? I always say, well, I practice. And we always say to him, if you practice something, you will get better at it. You will get stronger at it, whether you're good at it or not, whether it comes naturally to you or not. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. We've been doing this a lot with our parenting. We've been doing this with our sort of calm responses and not emotionally responding and not taking things personally. These are things that don't come naturally to me. These are things that I've been practicing for a year and I'm getting better. But the point of the live this time last year was actually to talk about health and the way that we approach health and how, although we practice for so many other things in our lives, we never actually practice being good at being healthy. We just don't do it. Our health is managed a lot by our parents when we're little. So when we're younger or when we're developing these habits, more often than not, our parents will be the ones saying, no, you can't eat that, or yes, you can. Like it's not, we don't really have a conversation where they say, well, what do you think? Do you think you've had enough bad food, or do you think you can have more, or what do you think that food's going to do to your body? Like there's not really that process as such. It's just someone saying yes you can have that or no you can't. And I think the other thing that I wanted to talk about was not only just practicing to get better at things, but also maybe practicing what you preach. So I, for example, would not eat certain things during the day because my kids were up and I didn't want to eat them in front of them and set a bad example. And yet when they went to bed, I would quite happily eat those things because I was like, oh, they're not there, they can't see them. Funny thing is, you can't lie to your body. Okay. So much as they may not have known, my body certainly knew, my brain certainly knew, my health responded accordingly. This became a problem. So we're back to why do we not practice with our health? When it comes to our health, we might get out of healthy in a very gradual, very slow process. You know, we move out of home, we're cooking for ourselves, we're maybe drinking a bit more, whatever. We get into some slightly bad habits. And it takes a few years for the benefits of the good habits to sort of wear off and the effects of the bad habits to start kicking in. And then all of a sudden we say, oh, no, no, I want to fix this. But for some reason we want to fix it in like 8 weeks. And then that's fine. And the change from what we're doing now to what we should be doing is so massive that we do it for like the 8 weeks and then we fall off the wagon again and whatever else. Now, obviously in the last 18 months, I have gone through a process to start approaching this much more from the point of view of, is this healthy? Am I doing the right thing for my health? Not, am I the right weight? Am I losing weight? Do I look good? Etc., etc. So I'm finding that I'm not yo-yo dieting anymore. And I think now when I look at programs and diets and stuff like the one that I'm on, for example, I'm much more looking for something that has a long-term maintenance and support to it than something that is just a flash in the pan. Here you go, 6 weeks, and your life will be right at the end of it. Because honestly, your life isn't going to be right at the end of it. You're going to take your 6 to 8 weeks. You're going to learn some new skills. You're going to get some new habits. But to maintain those habits, to keep those habits in your life going forward, you need support. You need maintenance. You need practice. Okay, you're not going to just suddenly start doing that all day, every day, if for the 20 years previous you were doing something completely different. Particularly if you, heaven forbid, get a cold or get tired or get stressed because something comes into your life that was unexpected, because, we can't all control everything. When that happens, you're going to lose the ability to stick with your new habits because they're new. They're not natural. They're not your default. They're not part of what you do when you're tired or overwhelmed or you have a lower capacity, so they're things that need practice. So on our program, we have a massive support ongoing after the initial, these are the new habits that you want to try and get started with. Okay. We also have a lot of support for mindset. And this is the other thing. Part of the reason that a lot of our attitude towards health doesn't work is because it's a mindset change. And again, that doesn't happen overnight. That's something that needs to be supported. It's something that needs to be followed. It's something that needs to be practiced. Okay. So I am practicing doing lives. I don't know if I'm getting any better at them. I don't know if I'm getting any worse at them, but I do know that they probably scare me slightly less each time I do them. So the practice is helping with that. It's helping me get my thoughts clearer. It's helping me communicate my thoughts better. It's helping me on a lot of other levels. Whether it's making me any better at lives, that's a different thing, but I will continue to practice until I get great at lives. And I'm thinking, I might add in some jokes, because I do have a sense of humour. I don't know that it matches many people's. It's quite dry. It's quite sarcastic. But, I might add in some jokes just to make it fun for me. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. But I will keep practicing, because the thing that I've learned is that practicing is not about getting perfect or fantastic or great at anything. And it's not something that you ever stop. I think the thing that we do when we leave school is we forget that we're learners. That's what we do, that we should always be learning, that we should always be growing, that we should always be practicing. To me is a way of learning, and I think it's something that maybe I haven't been doing enough of. So my advice to everybody is to set yourself a goal, a small goal, and succeed it, because that gives you confidence and it helps you set more goals, and gradually you build on that. If you want to be healthier, or you want to change something in your life, or you want to feel different, or whatever, don't try and do it as one big thing. Do it build in small increments and get better through practice, because practice is the way that we learn. We are learning machines. It's how we're built. You don't go and run a marathon without any practice. You build. You don't learn to walk and then go and do 23 kilometers. You learn to walk, and then you learn to walk a bit longer, and then you learn to walk a bit longer, and then you learn to walk, and so on and so forth. And I think what we do, definitely, particularly around weight, is we make that mistake of going, oh, well, it may have taken me 5 years to destroy it and get to this point, but I can fix that in 8 weeks. I think it's the same with when you have babies, when they talk about if it takes you 9 months to put the weight on, it should take you 9 months to take the weight off. Well, I'm kind of like, well, a lot of my weight and my issues with my health, they weren't necessarily around babies, and they didn't necessarily only take 9 months. So maybe I need to be kinder to myself about how quickly I can correct them. But having said that, I think the speed at which I correct is actually increasing as I build my skills. So the more skills that I have, the quicker things go. So the more I practice, the better I get. So by all means, I reckon, go out this weekend, find something to have a practice, whether it's bike riding, tennis. I'm playing tennis again. I'm not very good at tennis. I'm going to get better because I'm going to practice. All right. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in for our 5 lives. It's been an amazing week. I've really enjoyed it. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday as normal for Monday Madness. Bye.